A Donald Trump speech is an experience. It ebbs and flows. It makes you laugh and fume. And most times it leaves you worried. Americans are used to his long, rambling speeches, but today his audience was the entire world. Trump turned up at the World Economic Forum in Davos just a short while ago. It was one of his most anticipated speeches. He has just toppled the president of Venezuela. He's threatening to take over Greenland. He's ripping up the free trade playbook. Basically, Trump is single-handedly reshaping the world order. So all eyes were naturally on his speech. Trump spoke for nearly 1 hour and 15 minutes. He began with his usual bluster. He claimed that America was the hottest country in the world. He also falsely claimed that inflation was easing. But after that, the complaints and attacks began. First on the line of fire was Europe. Trump attacked them. Trump attacked the Europeans on two fronts. One was their embrace of more migration, and two, their commitment to fight climate change. And as always, the language was crude.
Certain places in Europe are not even recognizable, frankly, anymore. They're not recognizable. And we can argue about it, but there's no argument. And I love Europe, and I want to see Europe go good. But it's not heading in the right direction. There are windmills all over Europe. There are windmills all over the place. And they are losers. One thing I've noticed is that the more windmills a country has, the more money that country loses and the worse that country is doing. And those countries have to do their thing. They have to get out of the culture that they've created over the last 10 years. It's horrible what they're doing to themselves. They're destroying themselves. It's beautiful, beautiful places. Without us, right now, you'd all be speaking German and a little Japanese, perhaps.
I'm sure the European leaders heard that. They are slated to meet Trump later today, but after those comments, it promises to be an awkward meeting. And Trump was not done yet, of course. After attacking Europe, he turned to his so-called peacemaking campaign. Trump once again claimed to have ended 8 wars, and once again, he included India and Pakistan in that list.
Working on this war for 1 year, during which time I settled 8 other wars. India, Pakistan, I settled other wars that were Vladimir Putin called me, Armenia, Azerbaijan. He said, I can't believe you settled that one. They were going on for 35 years. I settled it in 1 day. And President Putin called me. He said, you know, I can't believe I worked on that war for 10 years trying to settle it. I couldn't do it. I said, do me a favor, focus on settling your war. Don't worry about that one.
We did get a sense of Trump's worldview today. It is rooted in 2 very basic beliefs. Number 1, America has been wronged by the entire world. Whether it's on trade or security or energy, every other country got a nice deal, but America got the raw deal.
What does the United States get out of all of this work, all of this money, other than death, destruction, and massive amounts of cash going to people who don't appreciate what we do? They don't appreciate what we do. So what we have gotten out of NATO is nothing except to protect Europe from the Soviet Union and now Russia. I mean, we've helped them for so many years. We've never gotten anything.
He couldn't be more wrong. The fact is, America created the current world order, and they created it to benefit themselves. Free trade helped the US, the petrodollar helped the US, the IMF and the World Bank helped the US. So what is Trump complaining about? And only he knows. Anyway, that's his firm belief that America has been wronged. His second belief is that America is entitled to whatever it wants, whether that's Greenland or Canada or tariffs. They can have whatever they want because might is right. Again, this is a worrying worldview because Trump is not just any world leader. He commands the most powerful military on the planet. What happens if he puts this worldview into effect? Greenland, like I said, may just be the start. Of course, no Trump speech is complete without insults. Trump unloaded on his predecessor, Joe Biden. He also mocked French President Macron and his sunglasses in Davos.
Biden and his allies destroyed our economy and gave us perhaps the worst inflation in American history. They say 48 years, I say forever, but I think 48 years is the equivalent to forever. Whether it's 48 years or ever, It's terrible, costing the typical family $33,000. What they did to this country should never, ever be forgotten. It's early, but he has to be rated as the worst president we've ever had by far. The auto pen did much of the damage. The auto pen, he was the auto pen president, because I don't believe a sane president would have ever signed the kind of things that he signed. So when I called up Emmanuel Macron, I watched him yesterday with those beautiful sunglasses. What the hell happened?
The World Economic Forum is a global event, yet Trump spent a lot of time talking about domestic issues. He talked about inflation, he spoke about interest rates, and he promised to announce a new central bank chair. Now, this is very important because it reveals Trump's only vulnerability, perhaps his Achilles heel. And that's the domestic sentiment back home in America. Trump's claims are simply not true. 74% of Americans feel the president is not doing enough to contain inflation. 90% oppose taking over Greenland. This week, his approval ratings hit a new low. Around 57% Americans disapprove of President Donald Trump, and he knows that. Yesterday marked Trump's one-year anniversary in office. He turned up at the press conference with a so-called Book of Achievements. He said the same things yesterday too. Some trash on Biden, fake claims about inflation and jobs, and endless praise of tariffs. But the truth is, this charade is running its course. It's not just the world that is souring on Trump. His own people are fed up of him. And President Trump knows this. You could sense that vulnerability in his speech today. The question is he using issues like Greenland to hide those fears?
The world doesn't fit in boxes, so why should your news? From battlefields to negotiation tables, from internet outrage to real-world injustice. The conversations everyone is having and the ones they're avoiding. It's the same show, but this new year, First Post America gets a new look. I'm Kerry Johnston, and this is First Post America.
Want the facts?
The latest developments?
News that gets straight to the point.
Well, we've got all three just for you. This is First Post Live, a brand new show, your window into what really matters.
Don't miss it.